On to another episode, season 14, the middle ground with JLE, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song to Trey Love off my first album, the JLE Experience. I own the music and copyright. Don't mean on Facebook. Have another amazing guest. I have fellow Wayne State alum, Wayne State University part-time faculty, accounting at Mike Ilitch School of Business, Associate Vice President and Chief Audit Executive, and Positive Outcomes with Eulonda, L.L.C, CEO, Eulonda Whitmore, CIA, CRMA, CFE, CCA. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here today. That was a wonderful introduction, too.
I got you peoples. I rock with you. Now, you
Yes.
got something great going on. The Promise Walk for PreeClampsia. What led you to this path for doing this?
All right. So the Promise Walk for Preeclampsia, that's on Sunday, August 24th at 8:30 a.m. is our first in-person Detroit walk. For the past few years, I've been the chair of this walk, and it's been virtual. But this year, I wanted to say, let's just do it in person. Let's do it at Belle Isle. And for maybe last year and the year before last, I wanted to do
Mhm.
it in person too. But it's very emotional for me. So, 10 years ago, November 1st, 2015, I delivered my daughter, Yolanda Elise Isaac, and she was stillborn. I was 20 weeks pregnant when I delivered, and I was pretty much fighting for my life. So, at 18 weeks, I had been diagnosed with preeclampsia, and I knew what it was because I knew about it. When they told me I was pregnant, I had researched it because I was a high risk pregnancy because of my age. But it's like that day when I went to the hospital, it's something I won't forget. I remember being in the courtroom with my daughter's father because he had a ticket that we had to go see about, and yeah, a ticket of all things. And I remember I got up for some reason and I got real dizzy. And I said, "Oh, what was that?" And then it felt like I was gonna pass out. So when I went to the doctor, my blood pressure was, I believe it was like 175 over 100 something. And they told me I had to go to labor and delivery. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a journey I hope that I'm not about to bump into.
Mhm.
So long story short, I went to labor and delivery on October the 23rd when all of my coworkers were getting ready for the Halloween party. And so I said, I want to miss the Halloween party now. Uh, but I was there October the 23rd for maybe those 2 weeks. The doctors were trying to determine if I had chronic high blood pressure or if it was preeclampsia. And when I get sick, I get sick.
Mm.
So unfortunately, it turned out I had severe preeclampsia
What is that?
and severe preeclampsia. So preeclampsia, it's a pregnancy complication where you have persistent high blood pressure. It's like, in my opinion, your body, your pregnancy becomes like it's like a war where you're fighting for your life and your baby's life.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, from my research, it was known as toxemia, if I'm pronouncing it right. Some of the symptoms of it is significantly high blood pressure,
Mm-hmm.
migraines. I think some people experience pain like on their right side, and then you get protein in your urine. And so that's how they knew that I probably had preeclampsia because of my migraines, my high blood pressure that it would not go down. In fact, it just kept going up, and they even put me on some type of medication. When they said the protein, I kept saying, "Well, how am I supposed to know if I got protein in my urine?" But you see the bubbles in your pee. I know that's probably like way too much information, but you do.
Hey, hey,
Um,
people need to know about this, so you giving scientific information. This grown folk talk.
yes, yes, that's girl folk talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, So yeah, so once they determined I had severe preeclampsia, and I also had the HELP syndrome, and that's another pregnancy complication that's I want to say it's related to preeclampsia,
Okay.
and that also it can impact your kidneys, your liver,
Hmm.
um, and so they say that the cure, but it's not really a cure, is like delivery. Um, so on November 1st, I had to deliver. I believe on 2 days before November 1st, on that Friday, I
Okay.
found myself on Halloween. That's what it was. I found nope, the day before Halloween. I found myself they induced my labor. And once they induced the labor, they were just waiting for me to deliver. Once I
Okay.
delivered, I always just like to say that my daughter gave her life up for mine, because after delivery, the main thing is to remove the placenta. And that's when the mother will begin to fight for her life.
Okay.
So, you know, I think it's, it's, it's become my mission to promote awareness about preeclampsia.
Hmm.
Since I experienced it, I've been able to help other women who've been diagnosed with it.
Okay.
And I also like to say help fathers too, because a lot of times we focus on the mother because she's in that bed, she's delivering, it's her body going through it. But the child's father, the boyfriend, the mate, the husband, whatever we may be, the father is going through something too, you know, because he's watching his partner, his mate go through that. um
Hmm.
some babies, of course, a lot of babies, they survive preeclampsia and they may have some health complications. The mother can have health complications afterwards. I still have high blood pressure. So, and I just keep trying to get rid of it. It also
Okay.
increases your chances, or it puts you at greater risk of heart disease as well. And as a African American woman, I'm already at risk for some of these things, but now I'm at more of a risk because of the preeclampsia and HELP syndrome. So yeah, that's what the walk is about on Sunday. The Preeclampsia Foundation, they have a mission of helping with research and education and getting awareness out there, and really doing this walk in person, connecting with people, asking for
Hmm.
sponsorships and donations, and just getting people to support it. And I thank you for letting me come on here and talk about it. Um, what it's really done was pushed me in a space where now I want to make sure that I'm helping our parents in our own community, even like here, right here in the city of Detroit, to know more about preeclampsia and to know how to identify the symptoms and to be reminded that you have to always be your own advocate. I remember one of the doctors asking me, "Are you a doctor?" And I said, "I'm not." Yeah, I think he got a little mad because
Wow.
I'm an auditor, Jeff. So I'm like
Oh
checking
yeah, you get
everything
gangster
off.
with it. You get
Yeah, he's
gangster
like,
with
are you a doctor? And I said, no, but I'm an advocate for myself.
it. Hmm.
I trust my doctor. And so when my doctor came to me crying, I will never forget, she was crying.
Hmm.
And she said, Eulonda, we're going to have to, induce your labor. We're going to have to take the baby. I am so sorry. And she was just crying. I'm not going to lie, I was crying. Um, I'm trying not to cry now because it's like after you go through something like that, I gave birth. My
Hmm.
body thought I had a baby. I've never had a baby before. And
Hmm.
I'm like, well, is my body going through all these things for? Because I thought since I didn't have a living baby, my body wouldn't go through these things. And those are things that people don't talk about when you think about infant loss, that your body doesn't know. So it's just like you have a baby. Um, I know one of the things that took me a long time to overcome was silence. I used to love silence before the pregnancy, but silence, yes, silence started to remind me of the delivery room. You
Okay.
know, when you're having a baby, you hear a baby cry. The only thing I heard was my father's sniffle.
Mm.
My daughter's father, I felt him squeezing my hands, and I remember the doctor saying the baby has been breached. And then I remember her saying the baby, I think she said, oh, she said the baby is stillborn. That's what she said. And she
Yeah.
said, we have to get the placenta out of you now, Yolanda, or we're going to have to take you to OR. And what my family didn't know, and this is why the doctor was so, she was so adamant, because I told my doctor and the doctor that was delivering my daughter, I told her, well, I told them that once they induced my labor, if I had to go to OR, or because it was something they said they would have to do if I didn't deliver at a certain time. And I
Hmm.
interpreted like you were going to take me to an operating room and suck my baby out of me. And I didn't want that. So I told them if it comes to that, let me die right there with her. But I guess God had other plans, and so yeah, after all of that, I experienced depression and I didn't know it. I wanted to even kill myself. So for anybody that goes through that, I highly recommend that you get therapy.
Yeah, been there before.
Yeah, suicide is not the answer.
Nope.
Um, yeah, it's not the answer. But life gets hard. We You go through your darkness and you have to go to work every day and show up and do your work, be there for family, be there for friends. And I didn't realize I started falling off a young lady I mentor. I finally
Hmm.
had met with her and she said, I haven't seen you in like 4 years. And I said, but we've been talking. She said, yeah, you give me advice, but I've been wanting to see you. And that's when it hit me. Like, I wasn't really going around everybody. I didn't want nobody asking me anything. I think, honestly, I think a part of me just wanted to go away and be with my daughter. Um, but I've learned to manage that pain. Yeah, Jay-Z got a song. He said you got to learn to live with regret. So I've learned to manage the pain, um, especially especially when I see little kids. I always see like I see little kids if I'm out and about and they look at me a certain way. And sometimes I feel like it's my daughter saying hi to me.
Okay. I do remember around that time, if I had to cover your floor, get your trash, you used to be the bubbly, hey everyone, and for a minute you were kind of, hey,
Yep,
and I know what was wrong. Like I hope it works out because she's more lively, and now she's kind of, hey, how you doing?
yep. I started losing myself. I mean, I
Hmm.
remember when I came back to Wayne State, this lady walked up to me and
Hmm.
I was walking through the hallway on the third floor and she said, "Oh, how's the baby?" And I said,
Ooh.
"There is no baby." And oh my God, Jeff, just across campus, it was so hard. I told my boss, Carolyn, at the time, she was very supportive. And I told her, I said, I really wish I could just get a shirt that says my baby is dead. And she said, "No, don't say it like that." And I told her, I said, it's my reality. And even my daughter's father and I, couples don't know how to deal with that. We didn't know how to deal with that. I mean, we talked about it, but at the same time, we didn't talk about it.
Okay.
Um, and it kind of, I don't want to say tore us apart, but kind of tore us apart because we didn't deal with it properly. And a lot of people are always like therapy, therapy, therapy. I did get therapy. I won't say the therapist's name because it was with the wrong therapist.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, he actually told me you've taken care of everybody else's kid, helped out with everybody else's kid, and you could not save your own child. And that threw
What
me over a
the
yes, yes.
hell? I heard that right, right?
You heard that right.
Right? That's
Yes.
like a rock bottom on the table. Like, you gonna do it like that?
Oh, I
Yeah.
tell you, I walked out of there and I called my daughter's dad and I told him what happened. And he was like, don't go back there. The
Mm,
next day, I walked into the building, 5700 Cass, Wayne State. I walked in and I walked out. And my boss called me and she said, Yolanda, I was told that you walked in and walked out, and I said, I can't do this today. And she said, I understand. I said, I need a day. I need the day off. I can't do this. And I went and got my nails done, and I went and got me some new lipstick, and I sat at Belle Isle. And I reminded myself that nothing was my fault. It's not my fault I got sick. It's not my
mm,
fault I lost my daughter. Um, I really learned the power of forgiving myself and forgiving God because I was angry with God.
yeah.
Um, and I realized from a lady I was working with at a church, God granted me the desires of my heart. I really wanted to know what pregnancy was like. I wanted to know what it was like to be a mom. I got that opportunity. And then he said, now I'm going to take my child back. And that's what he did. And maybe he gave me this platform so I'm helping other mothers and fathers out here, you know?
Hmm. Did
So
y'all feel
yeah,
y'all ever blamed each other
yeah,
in secret?
yeah. It's been a tough 10 years. Yeah. But the more I share my story with other people, I always find fathers and mothers who thank me. And I know some of them, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know you went through that. It's like infant loss is like the topic you don't talk about. And I think it's what we need to talk about, you
Yeah.
know?
Me and my wife had 4 miscarriages
Oh,
years ago, and it had a toll on her. Um,
yeah.
Sadly, I'm used to loss, so I process, and you got to keep moving. I don't get
Yep.
paralyzed in the moment, and that's only because my father died when I was 12, and you got to graduate high school, so you just got to figure it out. You ain't got time to sit on
Yeah.
the road, but it does hurt.
But it does. But you know what I learned? Because I'm like that too, Jeff, where I'm like, okay, I don't care what it is. I got to keep going. When my brother died, I was at
Hmm.
church the next day, and my pastor said, what are you doing here? I got up and I did church announcements, or the greeters. That's what I did. But I realized through the loss of my daughter, sometimes you can't keep going. You got to pause. You keep
Yeah.
going, but you got to make sure you be intentional to
Hmm.
pause to deal with what you're going through. So you don't lose yourself. See, I didn't even know that you noticed I probably wasn't like, hey, how you doing? You
Yeah.
know?
I just said a prayer over there. It works out for her because I come pull the trash. Hey Jeff, how you doing? Like, I
Yeah.
want to
What
focus.
new what
Oh
new
no,
music you got?
you know. And some days like I don't want to be bothered. Like, oh, what up, though? You good? You'll wake me up.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But
They say I
that's
wake
true.
them up in church. Palestine say
I
that.
did that.
Palestine Missionary Baptist Church. They be like, tell her to quiet down. She waking us up.
Yep. I believe that 'cause if I was doing the lobby and you and your crew's going out to lunch, Jeff, hey, what's up? Like, what up, y'all? You good? Now I'm about
Okay.
to because she hype.
I'm always hyped, but those years, yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. It was hard.
But y'all two able to come together and let each other know it wasn't y'all fault and find closure with that unfortunate loss.
So yes, for a while he wouldn't talk about it. And
Mm-hmm.
he and I we're still great friends, the best of friends. He actually called me, was it last year? I can't remember. It was probably last year though. He called, I was on my way to work and he said, we need to talk. And I was like, oh, what is this? Oh, you
Damn.
having to work. Okay.
That was a topic on my social show a while back with some female. I'm like, you tell a
We
guy when he like, man, you get some jack because I did something wrong. I don't know.
right, right. That's what I'm like. Then I said, well, it can't be nothing because we ain't even together. But he said, no, he said, I wanted to tell you that I was never mad at you. I was just hurt that we lost our daughter. He said, and he was even more hurt because he felt like I should not have went through that because I'm such a sweet person. That's what he said. And that I would have been a great mom. And so we had a good conversation. And I think that we have had our closure and we've both um we also concluded that we didn't deal with it right the first time. But hey, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah.
Lost hit different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my
So
nephew was
yeah.
years ago, and that one still gets me because I helped raise him when he was young. So it's all
Mm,
memories that come out like, I
yeah.
ain't here. So
Yeah.
there's no rule book on how to deal with the loss.
It's not. I was watching Beyonce because I didn't get to go to the concert, the Cowboy
Oh, you didn't get your cow
Carter.
outfit on to go up there?
Okay, but
Yeah.
as as I was watching, the clips on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So thank y'all for sharing. I
Mhm.
I told my friend Tarika, I said, "Oh, that would have been a concert because that was my dream to take my daughter to see Beyonce." And it
Okay.
hit me like, "Oh my gosh, we would have seen Beyonce with her daughters. That would have been like so fantastic." I was gonna
Mhm.
take her to see Chris Brown too, but when she got a little older.
Yeah, he was just here selling out with his breezy bowl. He do his thing.
Oh,
Shout out to him.
I was there.
I think everybody knew it was there. Like, oh, they saying like a lot of people didn't vote for this primary. I'm like, oh, that's the breezy bowl. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was there, and the funny thing was I was laughing because I saw two ladies crossing the street and they was on a walker. I said, "Oh Lord, that's gonna be me one day."
Getting them steps in. I'm going.
Oh right, that's gonna be me. Here I come, Chris Brown. I'm
Man,
80, but I'm here.
yeah, I saw because people did put clips. He gave a definitely heartfelt thanks to Detroit because if we got love for you in the D, we show up and support you.
That's right.
No
That's
matter how many
right.
times you come, 'cause I think he had to add a second show because it
Yeah,
was.
he did. Yeah,
Mhm.
he did. He did.
All right. So, what day is the walk?
The walk is on Sunday, August the 24th at Belle Cricket Park. Registration and check-in is at 8:30 in the morning, and the program begins at 9, where we'll have some speakers, and I will share my story. Another friend of mine will share her story, and about 9:35 we'll do a 1.4-mile walk,
Okay.
and yeah, and then after that, people will celebrate. You can still make it to church or wherever you like, or you can sit there and play a couple of the games that are there. We got some tic tac toe, and we're gonna blow bubbles too.
Okay. Nice.
Yes, we're gonna blow bubbles in memory of those who have lost their lives to preeclampsia. Yep,
Cause Belle they redid that boy. It's nice.
it is. And along our walk is a beautiful garden. So if
They got a
people
garden
want,
now.
yeah, it's a garden. I actually put
Huh.
a, picture of it on the Facebook page for the
Okay.
Detroit Promise Walk for preeclampsia. I'll make sure I tag you in it.
Okay.
It's a beautiful garden now. When Tarika and we've been walking every Saturday there. I love to just go by that garden. And I said sometimes I'm gonna sit on one of those benches and just meditate in the garden. It's gorgeous.
Man, Belle came a long way.
Yes, it's beautiful. That's why we wanted to do the walk there, right there.
Okay.
Yes,
That's
yes.
cool. I remember the late nights. Get it in down there. Like this happens down here. I'm a
Everything.
spoiled.
Well, now it's not like that. So
They shut all that down.
It's family oriented down there. You got food trucks, and some of the food trucks will be open on Sunday, and they're not too far
Okay.
from the walk location. So,
They even cleaned up the beach area too. Like, wow.
oh yeah,
I remember that was all bottles and everything. Like, oh, you really can
the
be
beach
yeah,
area is really is
yeah.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice. You can go there and meditate too. Just get some rest.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, it's
Anything
nice.
else you got going on?
I'm actually gonna try my best to finish my book about my journey with preeclampsia.
Okay.
Um, I want to get more involved in organizations that are in the city that I've started learning about because of the walk. Uh, it's one called, I hope I get it right, Remembering Cheer Ups. I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
And then Birth Detroit. So I have some information about those organizations at my walk as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, other than that, just out here, what they say, every day I'm hustling, you know,
Now, what has
trying to
been the big
survive.
in setting this up?
Say that again.
What has been the biggest challenge setting this up?
Oh, I'm gonna say the biggest challenge has been maybe the time.
Okay.
It's a significant time commitment, and when you work a full time job, take care of mom and do all this other stuff, it's the time commitment. And I'm gonna have to say this too, like, reaching out asking for sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, that's been real fun. When I sold Mary Kay, I used to hear no, 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 no. So as I'm doing sponsorships and I'm getting emails that say, unfortunately, we cannot help you right now. I'm like, okay, well, thank you for your prompt response. I'll reach back out for next year's. Oh, so yeah, but I'm happy about all those that um I reached out to and they did reach back. I gotta give a shout out, if you don't mind, to
Go ahead.
Alan C. Alan C. Young and Associates. They actually did a sponsorship, and of course, a shout out to Lara Moore and Tarika Gillum, who have really been helping me out a lot, and to all those who've made a donation, who plan to walk, as well as those who are praying. That's keeping this in prayer. Prayer is always important. There's power in prayer,
Mm-hmm.
power in community. So yeah, I'm just excited. My heart is like a warm batch of chocolate chip cookies, seriously.
Now, in your words, what do you hope the impact of this walk could be?
What do I hope the impact of the walk is?
Mm-hmm.
I hope that the impact is that people walk away more aware of preeclampsia, and that they come back next year and the year after that and the year after that. You know, that's what
Okay.
I hope. We're going to be talking about the impact of community as well, because without community, you can't get much done. We all need each other, you know, and that's what the walk is about, showing people that you are not alone in this. You have people behind you.
Okay. And last question:
hmm
what advice you have for people dealing with this?
So I'm going to say my number one advice, I'm going to give two, if you don't
Go ahead.
mind. I'm going to say, first and foremost, know that you did not do anything wrong. So get rid of the guilt. Um, Also, sit with your feelings. Don't ignore your feelings, because I did that and it bottles up and can turn into something else that you don't want to deal with. And always be an advocate for yourself. Make sure you're asking the questions, like what is the number one question? What is it that I have not asked you that I should have asked you? You know, um, and just being aware of the symptoms. I know I went. I went to lunch with a young lady,
Mm-hmm.
and I told her, I didn't want to say, I think you got preeclampsia, but I told her, I said, you need to go see your doctor because
Okay.
I saw it in her. And she went to see her doctor, and she did have preeclampsia. So it's just being that advocate and making sure you're staying aware of what's going on with your body. Yeah.
Okay.
And pray.
Yeah.
And when you pray, because some people ask me this,
Mm-hmm.
um, like, Yolanda, you have so much faith in God, but you lost your daughter. You still got faith in God? Why he do that to you? I think it's important that we all embrace God's will for our life, and that's what I did. I still had my faith in God, even though I was a little mad at him at first, like, God, now come
Mm-hmm.
on. But God see things that we don't see,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So, yes. So come walk with us on Sunday.
See, and you was
Yeah.
kind of being nervous. You've done this before already. I'm waiting on that book.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this because this will motivate me.
What's
When I
up?
got that book draft, I'm going to let you know. And you can even give me some guidelines. Maybe you can encourage me because you've already written books, published books. You got records. Come on now. Doom, 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 doom. You know, I remember that song. I can't remember the words. Okay? It's still on my phone.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta edit my comedy movie too.
I
Everybody gonna
know.
that's gonna be hilarious. You
Yeah.
definitely gotta set time to keep working at it.
Okay.
And you can get busy, but you definitely set time for it and get lost in the story of what you're telling.
Ooh, I like that. And I think I'm stronger now to finish the book. I'll tell you, a lot of times I picked the book up, I wrote it. It's on my laptop.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I touched it, I added, here I am again. Maybe this is the fifth or sixth time. I can't
Mm-hmm.
finish this because I keep crying. But now I know maybe writing and finishing it is actually a healing part of my healing process.
Yeah, definitely had that in there too, because that's gonna reach a lot of people too.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
yeah.
I'm feeling that way. And she put it in words. 'Cause believe me, my first book, I attempt
Mhm.
suicide in high school. I was never telling nobody none of that business.
Mhm.
God want me to be an example, so whatever you do, use you.
That's right.
It helped other people that I encountered that was dealing with that. So your
Yeah.
story does have power to impact others.
Yes.
For real. I know it's gonna be a
Yes.
phenomenal book. We're gonna come on here, we're gonna talk about it. And that
Yes.
main question I'm gonna ask when you was done, what was your thoughts? Because to me, that's always like, wow, you did that.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
take that moment in. Then you start with, okay, what type of cover I want. I want to publish it, this and the other. But breathe in that moment of you started and you finished it.
That's important. That's what's up. That's important. I didn't think about that.
Because a lot of people might have a book they want to write, but for their reason, they terrified to start or even try.
That's true.
To me, you want to do it, do it. That's how my illogical, nerdy brain works. Like, what you mean you can't do it? I mean, we got technology, we got Skynet. You you just start, you will start figuring it out and you'll finish it. But
Yes, because
you
it
just
can be
terrified.
done.
You gotta look within yourself why you're terrified to try.
Right.
Because that's the story that probably people need to hear.
That is right. And your story can always help somebody else.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you for showing up and letting people know about this great event. I know you
Yes.
got a party to get to. I don't want
Yeah.
to keep
My friend
people.
turning 51.
But she don't look it. Y'all out here shining, doing your
That's
thing.
right. We out here shining. I like that.
Now
I
don't
like
have too
that.
much fun. Drink responsibly, eat some food. You know, 'cause
Yes.
I know you. We're in Detroit. It's nice out still. It's time to be outside.
Well, I'm gonna get in here, do my little party, and get home and go to bed. Look, I'm 51 now. I ain't got time to be out to 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning. I gotta get home so I can get up and have my coffee and look out my window and listen to the birds chirp and do my 1 mile walk. Okay, 3 miles.
Oh man, well, we want to thank fellow Wayne State alum, Wayne State University part-time faculty of accounting at Mike Ellis School of Business, Associate Vice President and Chief Audit Executive, and Positive Outcomes with Eulonda L.L.C, CEO, Yolanda Whitmore, CIA, CRMA, CFE, CCA. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you and thank you for this moment. I hope to see y'all Sunday. Come on out.
All right,
Sell
y'all.
out.
I'm gonna hit y'all with this ad, and you can go ahead and hang up. Until next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Middle Ground with JLE. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to buy my products, go to Amazon.com for my books or my music. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Middle Ground with JLE. And more to come. See you next time.
Detroit, welcome to the D, baby. 313